Okay, so this is a quick look at the Janome J3-24. When you take it out of the box, the accessories that will be included with the machine, you've got 3 bobbins here and 1 in the machine, so that's 4 bobbins. A small screwdriver, a blind hem foot, a applique foot, a zipper foot, a packet of needles, a one-step buttonhole foot, and a stitch ripper. On the machine itself, you can see on the front of the machine, this is where you would put the thread, this is where you would wind the bobbin, this is your tensioner device. This is where you would choose your stitches, this is where you would set the length of the stitch, and this is where you'd set the width of the stitch. These are simple turn dials. This is reverse. The machine itself does 24 different types of stitch and a one-step buttonhole. Just a quick look at the side of the machine. Your foot control plugs in here, and this is a simple on and off switch which controls the power to the motor and foot control and the light also. The accessory tray pops off by pulling it to the side, giving you a free arm to do trouser legs and sleeves, and the accessory, the compartment here opens where you put the bobbin and bobbin case. On this machine, if you ever need to clean this area out, you can click these 2 bits open to one side and all this area pops out. This is your hook, so you can take this out to clean the machine, and the hook retaining ring. Clean this area out, or even if your work tangled up, you could remove this piece so you can take your sewing out. All this goes back together quite easily. Just place that back in there. If you want to do free machine embroidery or darning or free machine quilting, this is the switch that lowers the feed dogs. So the teeth now have dropped below the surface of the plate, allowing you to do free machine embroidery. The feet on the machine click on and off just by pressing a simple lever on the back of the foot here. Press the lever and the foot drops off, allowing you to exchange it for a different type of foot. When you're putting the new foot on, line it up, lower the lever, and the foot will click back on. You've got a handle on the top of the machine there. When you go to put the hard cover back on the machine, the hard cover just slots straight over the top, and the handle comes up through the top. Also, obviously included in the box will be a foot control and instruction book and guarantee information. Okay, so to thread the machine up, first I need to wind the bobbin. The bobbin goes in on the top of the machine. Pull the spool peg up to put the thread on. Place the thread on the machine, around the pre-tensioner. The proper way of doing this is to thread the thread through the small hole in the bobbin, place the bobbin on top of the machine, disengage the bobbin winder, disengage the needle, and plug the machine in. Push the bobbin over to engage it. Disengage the bobbin, engage the needle. Place the thread, the bobbin, into the bobbin case and pull it into the tensioner. Place the bobbin case into the machine, and that's the bobbin area finished. So to thread the machine up now, first thread guide, down around, find the take up lever, and into the thread guides. At this point you can thread it the old fashioned way, or you can use the needle threader. Use the needle threader, pull the needle threader on top of the thread, wrap around, put the thread on the tip of the needle, and it pulls a small loop of thread through the back of the eye. Bring the bobbin thread up, and there's a handy thread cutter on the side of the machine. That's it, we're ready to sew. So straight stitch would be stitch A. There's 24 different stitches here. Stitch A is straight stitch. This would be your length control and your width control. So on straight stitch, your width control will just move your needle from left position to centre position. But either way, the machine will straight stitch with either the needle on the left of the foot or the centre of the foot. To change the stitch to say a zigzag stitch, always turn the hand wheel towards you, lifting the needle out of the fabric, and then choose your stitch. So stitch C would be zigzag, set the length of the stitch and set the width of the stitch. If you thought of these numbers as millimetres, this would be a length of 2.5 millimetres and a width of 4 millimetres. Choosing another type of stitch, say stitch G, blind hem stitch. Choose stitch G, set your width, set your length. Choose any of the stitches on the right hand side, which are all orange in colour, just set your length onto SS, which stands for stretch stitch, and then we would be doing stitch G, but this stitch G. To do a simple overcasting stitch, stitch H, and you can make that stitch wider by just increasing the width. To turn the machine back to straight stitch, bring the needle out of the fabric, set the length of the stitch onto a normal number and go back to stitch A. And this is your reverse button. So to do a one-step buttonhole, put the lever on the back of the foot, moves the foot, place a button in the back of the one-step buttonhole foot, that's just my way of getting the thread through the hole in the foot. Set the machine onto buttonhole. Set the length onto buttonhole and set the width onto maximum. At this point there's a small lever at the back of the needle threader which you pull down, which triggers the machine to change direction once it's completed the full length of the buttonhole. And that's the buttonhole complete.